Hello and welcome Universe Mode. This is Monday or Tuesday Night Raw. Wherever it is, it doesn't matter because we are here for the penultimate Raw before SummerSlam live in Mexico. Yeah, it's a little bit different to where we're usually from, but why not? Let's be divergent. Let's go somewhere else. But anyway, it's always a big night on Raw when the Bullet Club are around. We know that to be the case, so tonight, it's a big episode of Raw because the Bullet Club are here in full strength as well. The attempted murderer and the #1 contender for the Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss, will go one-on-one with the Women's Champion herself, Paige, ahead of their match at SummerSlam. What does the winner get? Well, it says right there, they get to pick the stipulation. It gives them a good advantage heading into SummerSlam, and it'll certainly give Paige a great advantage over the opponent anyway. And after last week, when Marty Scurll made a shocking victory over Adam Cole come to fruition, here tonight he has been given yet another incredible opportunity to perhaps cement himself as the next #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship should he fail to capture the US title at SummerSlam. But to do that, he's got to go through the actual #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship, Tyler Breeze, who is just about, well, he's about less than 2 weeks away from losing that match at SummerSlam and letting this all end once and for all. But anyway, we're kicking things off with tag team action with the Good Brothers. And at this moment in time, I'd like to introduce, he's here again. He's on a roll. It's 2 weeks in a row. It's the Raw General Manager, Daryl Ronaldo.
Yuck, yuck, yuck. Hello, I am the Raw General Manager, Daryl Ronaldo.
Does my introduction just not do it for you anymore?
Well, what do you mean? I've always done that. I don't see what your point is.
If you're so egotistical.
I'm not. I'm just here to have a good time.
Oh, no.
But look at all these fans in attendance. They want to have a good time too. I'm trying to make a good show.
You can drop that voice now. You when you feel like it. For all I know, you could be trying to impersonate someone.
And
you gotta be safe around here.
You're right. Anyways,
cease and desist can fly left, right, and center. So anyway, we're waiting on the Revolution to hurry up and do their entrances so we can get to the real deal.
Yeah, I've ever since I came here, I don't see why they choose to go separately. But hey, it's their choice, right?
Yeah, I mean they both. I mean, if their reasoning is we've both got two good themes, solid reason, if you ask me.
Hey, they could just overlay them over each other. That could work, maybe.
Oh, I don't know. Remixing is not something we have the pace to do. But what I've noticed since Drew Galloway, since the last time we saw the Revolution, Drew Galloway's gained chest hair.
Hey, good for him, you know. I know I have a hard time doing that.
I really don't think it's going to pay into the advantage for him. And he stopped so he could back up the ramp and walk back down it. Don't think it's going to give him an advantage ahead of his opponents.
Well, I'll tell you two things there, Larry. Mind games, that's what that is.
I think Luke Gallows has more chest hair, though, when he, doesn't shave it. So I think there is an advantage there.
Well, yeah, but you got to think. First of all, Luke Gallows has his chest covered up, kinda, sorta. And when you see a guy who doesn't have any chest hair, and then the next week he has chest hair, you're gonna be pretty shocked.
Not really. I think they're okay. I think hair is the least of their worries, considering they haven't had any on their head for a while now.
Yeah, exactly. So one would think
the Good Brothers. It'll just make them more annoyed anyway.
Yeah. Speaking of tag team, since we're on that subject. Tonight,
the greatest tag team in this universe is on its way to the ring.
Well, maybe the greatest tag team to not have tag championships at the moment.
No,
which
still the greatest.
Well, maybe. Everything is up for debate, I guess.
Until the Bullet Club come into the situation, then it's like debate over. Just wrap it up, pack it all away, put a nice bow on it, throw it out the window.
You make a very convincing argument. I can't honestly see how I could even come back from that one, Larry.
Especially when the ones with the belts were destroyed last week by these two men.
That puts them on even footing as far as I'm concerned, if you're going...
I don't think even footing exists. I mean, it was even footing when Carl Anderson had to go through the awful food poisoning. But now that he's back to 100% and back to normal, it's not like even footing, it's more like Bigfoot baby footing.
First of all, I'd like everybody watching tonight to know It has not been confirmed. This little food poisoning conspiracy.
Yes,
it hasn't. What are you getting
we
at here?
We went to a doctor. Told you this.
There is no documentation of this.
We don't have to disclose everything.
That's a pretty crucial point of proving something. Some proof, you know.
Right.
I can say I'm the worst general manager.
We've got the proof. Job done.
I have a habit of eating words, don't I? But
I mean,
no, my point stands. My point stands. There's no proof. That didn't
there
happen.
is a lot of proof that you're the worst general manager.
Oh my god. I was going on about the food poisoning thing.
No, there's a lot of proof. There's a lot of proof.
Would you like to recite some of that now?
The paleness of Carl Anderson on the night of Money in the Bank.
I
the
mean,
way in which he acted in the
he,
match.
He's just a pale guy.
No, Carl Anderson is naturally tanned. He tans a lot as well. He loves his spray tan. And if he doesn't have a spray tan on one day, something is wrong. But you know what? We're going to gloss away from that because I don't want to talk about the past. I want to talk about the future, and the future of Raw lies in the Bullet Club. And speaking of the future of Raw, what's in the future of tonight's match card? Talk us through it.
Well, right after this wonderful tag team action, we're going to see Triple H taking on the United States champion, Adam Cole.
Hang on.
Oh, yeah?
That second match of the night?
Yeah.
The main what could main event SummerSlam is the second match of the night?
Well, the thing about Monday...
My dream match!
Well, Larry, what you gotta understand about a show like Monday Night Raw is that from start to finish, we always got something cooking. Now, I personally do not know if ECW is the same way, but that's how we do it here on Monday Night Raw.
Trust me, it is.
I'll take your word for it. Honestly, I see snippets. And
it's
then
because you don't want to watch the better competition for too long, because then you realize how below Monday Night Raw is in comparison to ECW, and how much you need the Bullet Club to go from a below to a neck and neck. Back to your point.
Sure.
Come on.
Our Mr. Money in the Bank, Jinder Mahal, the modern day Maharaja, will have some words later on tonight. And we have the, of course, long-awaited Bliss versus Paige match that was sold earlier by yours truly. And Kane wants to set an example with a certain Brian Pillman to a certain Undertaker.
Is this the workings of Kane, though, or is this the workings of Mordecai?
Likely, that was a slip of my tongue. It's likely Mordecai. We know who is the brains in that operation.
I know Kane likes to beat people up, and I know he has a lot of fun doing it, but Mordecai does have some kind of vengeance against The Undertaker right now, and it's Kane's job to make sure that everything goes wrong for The Undertaker. What a running powerbomb there by Carl Anderson. Oh, it's a kick at it, too.
Yeah, it was from coast to coast right there, rope to rope. Bravo.
Yeah, it was.
Credit. Oh.
Carl Anderson, running drop kick.
Hey, that looked pretty good. Thumbs up to you, Carl. And we have our monster main event tonight. Scurll versus Tyler Breeze. Should be great. But here we have a tag team maneuver.
Look at the workmanship there of the Bullet Club. Double axe handle in the back, softening him up even more, putting him in an even worse state. Look at this, just working together as a tag team, constantly keeping him in his corner, and here comes the end. The Magic Killer!
Hey.
And this one is over. James Storm, too scared to even get in the ring, and that's a win for the Good Brothers.
Credit where credit is due. I said it once, say it again. Congrats to the Bullet Club. Or
say it once and say it again. The greatest team in this universe, securing yet another dominant win on their road to becoming 3-time World Tag Team Champions at SummerSlam.
To keep in mind, that is a subjective opinion by our ECW General Manager, Larry the Crisco.
I thought it was like an all-round fact, but okay, opinions, yeah. I mean, we've all got one. Some of the Bullet Club and others are wrong. But I'm ready for a dream match. I'm ready.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm not going to be able to contain myself. I'm going to be like a little kid when it's Christmas.
As you have been before, and I remember, I've been in the same shoes as you, because it's always a fun time. It's always entertaining, energetic when this man hits the camera. None other.
Don't hit the camera. They cost quite a bit.
Wait, that's a saying. That people say that.
I've never heard the saying "hit the camera." I can certainly confirm that. In the history of this universe, I don't think this phrase "hit the camera" has been said before.
But right now,
Triple H, he hit an arrow right into my heart, like Cupid.
That's a clever segue. I gotta give you points for that one. But yeah, now I gotta ask you, as a dedicated fan to both Triple H and Adam Cole, who do you think is gonna take this one tonight?
Oh, both of them can take it for all I care. I actually don't know. In unbiased statistics and all that, I don't know, because Triple H, he's got the hunger, he's got that shot at a title that he's won before, and he's also got an advantage over Adam Cole, who lost last week to Marty Scurll. However, will the loss fire up? Will it fire up Adam Cole even more? Will it make him try harder to get this win over Triple H? It's one of those ones where it really could go either way, but my gut is saying... No, my gut doesn't know actually either. No, it's too close to call, I think.
Well, if you want my input, which I'm sure you don't.
No.
Triple H has really been on a hot streak ever since I've really gotten here, and it's
always on a hot streak.
It's been very rare since that we've seen him slip up. Maybe Money in the Bank, but at the end of the day, that was 5 other men in that match. What can you do? Adam Cole.
Yeah. It's a different thing as well. It's a whole different ball game.
I agree.
Singles match, climb up ladder, difference. Big difference.
Adam Cole, on the other hand, while I do accept that he is a great competitor, he's slipped up quite a bit as of late. I mean, he wasn't always a U.S. champion for that long.
No, he let that happen.
Because Zack Ryder beat him, and he lost last week to Marty Scurll. Yeah, he has lost to one half of the people that are going to be in that match at SummerSlam. I gotta go Triple H with my heart.
Oh, I got really confused by your point then. I thought you were classic Scurll as one half for a second. But at the same time, he's beaten Adam Cole, he's beaten Zack Ryder, he's beaten himself as well on many a time. He's beaten Zack Ryder now on more than one occasion as well, to prove that really that one loss kind of is overwritten by his victories.
One could argue, but a loss is a loss at the end of the day.
So the same goes for Ryder in that case.
Well, yeah, I'm not...
Using your argument. So in that case, and because Cole has more wins over Ryder, Cole is fine in that aspect. He's reverted that slip-up.
Perhaps,
United States champion, the leader of the Bullet Club. All I can confirm right now is that he is going to be putting on a classic in that ring with the game Triple H.
We may disagree on some things concerning these two men, but I can agree on that. It's sure to be a great match.
And here we go. Look at an act of respect. They're calling out about tie-up, chain wrestling to get us underway.
Yeah, it's quite respectful for two men, you know.
Oh, there's a nice counter.
Indeed.
Adam Cole brings it down into a chin lock. Very nicely done there. Triple H, though, quick to get out of it. Look, it's back and forth right now. You can't pick a winner between these two men.
Yeah, but...
Slips out of it. Into the side headlock.
Gotta respect it.
And Cole is going to get the upper hand in this one. Sending Triple H back there with that hip toss.
You can see Triple H there for a minute. Really caught off his guard almost.
Respect from Adam Cole. He backed up and he allowed Triple H to go right back to get back up to his feet. And now here we go again.
Yeah, so far it's been back and forth, and what can you expect, really?
This is the difference, though. I mean, it does go back to the question of how hard will Cole try, because if he tries too hard, he can risk hurting himself. He can risk picking up another injury ahead of SummerSlam, which you don't want this close to SummerSlam, especially. Last week, when he got busted open by Scurll, he had the tendency to be okay because he had enough time. But this week, definitely cannot afford another bloodied mess like he came backstage with last week.
I agree. You know, we really can't stress enough how out of these 4 men, Adam Cole is in the most dangerous position of all of them. He is the one that can't afford to slip up.
So I was mesmerized then by Triple H hitting a Tiger Suplex.
Yeah.
An incredible Tiger Suplex at that.
Not something you see every day, I can agree with that.
Super kick! Oh!
Super miss.
Triple H, I think he just stepped back at the perfect time there, and that's what makes him the game, of course. You know, that ability to read his opponents.
Yeah, I mean, much ring awareness by this man, and as you see right now, even when outside the ring, he knows exactly where he is, what he needs to do, and where he needs to go.
What a well-rounded athlete Triple H is, and there he is, sending Adam Cole back into the ring now, despite going into the barricade.
So I think we could both agree, so far, this has been pretty 50-50.
I mean, yeah, I said the outcome could be 50-50, and they're certainly showing it in the ring right now with their action. You gotta remember, these are 2 men as well who have had interactions in the past as well. You know, Cole had Triple H do work for him to screw over Ryder before their championship rematch.
Oh.
But Triple H then stated that he wants nothing to do with the Bullet Club.
Yeah,
so they've worked together, but there's no kind of natural respect because Triple H at the end of the day is all about himself. Adam Cole is all about the Bullet Club.
Well, I believe they may be seeing each other from different perspectives here.
Cole! Oh, I don't agree with that.
It seems like every other match he's doing this, man.
Cole, why? No, I'm actually... That is something that I'm going to be frustrated at by Adam Cole. There was no need to resort to such desperate tactics, but I would like to slag off the officiating in that moment. Eye rake, low blow. To me, that's a DQ. Same as the situation with Jinder Mahal last week.
But this is like the first time you're really getting angered about this. Is it because it's Triple H?
No, I mean last week as well. I think maybe the referee was distracted by Brian Kendrick. I can't remember, but nevertheless, even with Bret Hart in NXT, when he does it, the officiating doesn't call for the bell, and it frustrates me. It's a blatant disqualification.
Oh.
Straight jacket German suplex though by Cole. Can he get the win? No. Oh, very close.
Indeed.
Look at how Cole stays right on the offense there, going after the head and the neck, and the back as well, that he just landed Triple H on with a snap. He snapped it as well, so Triple H got even more taken off guard.
Yeah, I agree. And on the topic of staying on your offense, it's a really tricky situation here with both men with this sort of seemingly unlimited stamina. You got to focus on taking a breath, and you got to attack, and you got to know when to choose your battles.
And I think that was something that Adam Cole did after the low blow. He went back to the corner, and he caught his breath. Well, the problem is when he catches his breath, so can Triple H.
Yeah, very tricky. You can't, because giving yourself a break, you're giving your opponent a break.
Exactly. Cole, cross body.
Hey, looked good.
Nicely landed as well. Going right into the cover. I think he maybe overshot it or couldn't hook the leg when he came off, and I may have given Triple H enough time there to get that kick out. Great dodge there by Triple H as well. Thing of beauty.
Dodging the senton. One thing I'd like to bring up.
Oh my God! Oh. Triple H demonstrating raw power and strength. Pedigree!
Raising him up to the cheap seats, man.
Adam Cole could be in huge trouble. There's the cover, and no!
Kick out at 1.
And I agree with this crowd. This is awesome.
I'm still sorry. I'm still stuck that he kicked out at 1.
Adam Cole's a fighter, and he's demonstrating it right now. There's a good chop. Elbow missed. Triple H able to pull out a good reversal. The back and forth still going on despite both men hitting a finisher.
The back of Adam Cole's got to be hurting this far into the match. That's all I got to say.
He's still going, though, and he's still showing his strength. I assume Triple H's is going to be in a bit of... not going to be going that well either. Adam Cole gets out of it. And finally drills Triple H with the super kick. Now, where are you going? He's walking out a second, catching his breath, I would assume. That's not catching your breath.
That's catching a chair. But now, hold on.
Adam Cole, if he's just, do you want to set? Maybe send up that chair. Going to take a seat. You know, we can hope that this isn't looking that good. Oh, come on! Ruining my dream. Adam Cole with clearly the loss last week has really just annoyed him and frustrated him beyond belief. There's Panama Sunrise. Triple H may win, but Adam Cole is the one getting the last laugh here, baby. I'm not too sure how to take this one. I gotta be honest, though. I'm, even as an avid Bullet Club supporter, I'm not happy about this.
Well, you don't want to come off. Well, we have Jinder Mahal coming up. A lot of emotions right now. All I gotta say to you, Larry, you don't have to deal with this backstage.
No, I do. After this, I'll go backstage. I'm gonna talk with Adam Cole about this. This is, I mean, it's one thing to be frustrated, but it's another thing to take your frustrations out on an incredible competitor like Triple H. If he did it to Zack Ryder, I wouldn't have given a shit. But the fact he did it to Triple H in the midst of an incredible match as well. The loss last week to Scurll has really dug under Adam Cole. It's really dug into his skin, and it's an irritation now. But he's also lost this match to Triple H. I don't get it. We'll have to talk about it another time. But anyway, here's Jinder Mahal, Mr. Money in the Bank, and he's not that best. He's not happy at you. He's frustrated about his debut last week, giving, as he says, a talent of no credibility.
Well, I gave him a guy. He wanted a guy. What can I say?
And he's reminding you of who he is now. Jinder Mahal, Monday Maharaja, Mr. Money in the Bank, and as he calls it, the hottest free agent in the business, and slagging you off, calling you a coward American who could never see true talent.
I wouldn't. I agree. He is the hottest free agent on the market right now, Mr. Money in the Bank. What am I? I did what
he's also disrespecting Americans right now. In general, calling people, the rest of these ignorant Americans on Raw. I would like to remind Jinder we are in Mexico. Unless Jinder has that little respect for this entire continent that he's addressing all of Mexico and America, it could actually come across as really offensive to Mexicans. So, whatever it is, if it's not India, I don't think Jinder Mahal cares about what his reputation is. But what he does care is how he's treated on this brand. And he clearly stated it there. If you don't show the respect, if you don't give him the talent he deserves to face up against, he'll go somewhere else.
Oh God, we're not even halfway through Raw, and I'm already about to break down. This is a lot to process in the span of a few minutes.
Jinder makes a fair point, though. I'm not disagreeing with you just for the sake of disagreeing with you. He is Mr. Money in the Bank. He has a shot that can almost guarantee to make him world champion at any time he sees fit. But if you don't want to, if you don't want to treat him as that kind of, with the briefcase that he has and with the whole, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? The whole attraction surrounding him right now. All the people wondering what is next for Jinder. If you can't treat it, then it could be a steal for SmackDown, NXT, even ECW.
Look, at the end of the day, I could say it was his fault for this reason, my fault for this reason. End of the day, he's right. I gotta right my wrongs. We'll see what can happen. I can tell you right now, I would not like to lose Jinder Mahal from Monday nights.
The thing is, like you said as well, he's still a free agent, so you could even give him what he wants, and he could use you just to show how great he is and still run away somewhere else. There's always that potential that could happen. There's always the worry.
You're right. Not in the best of moods. Gonna try to think that's not gonna happen.
Enough about Jinder. Women's champion.
The belt's upside down.
Paige. She can still hold up the belt. You know, the belt that Alexa Bliss doesn't and will not hold following SummerSlam.
Well, on the topic of that, Paige asked for this match, if my memory suits me correct, right?
Yes.
What is she gonna do if she happens to lose this battle? She's kinda handicapping herself.
If she defends her title, even better. Even better job if she defends her title in that case.
I agree.
You know, she asks for this. Yes, she could eat her own words in the fact that she has to then go up against the stipulation the Bliss picks. But at the same time, she's going to walk out the winner. She's going to walk out with that women's title. It just makes Bliss look weaker and makes Paige look stronger and show why she is the women's representative of the Bullet Club.
You're right, but you gotta think there are lots of factors to go in here if Bliss can take this one and pick a stipulation.
It also depends, but it also depends on how she wins it. If she wins it clean as a whistle, twisted Bliss 1, 2, 3, yeah, you could say Paige's back is up against the wall. If she wins by an underhanded tactic, or if Paige if she wins by count out, the victory is kind of soiled in that way. Or spoiled.
Well, I'm not really looking at it from the perspective of this coming out as a W or an L for either of these women. I'm thinking forward into SummerSlam at the possibilities. Because, in theory, couldn't Paige choose a Alexa Bliss has her arms tied behind her back match? You know?
I don't think so. I don't think we've got that as a match type in the rules. But in aspect of like some kind of like to kill the business, a gimmick match, what one actually plays into the advantage of Alexa Bliss? A cage match or a ladder match involves her having to climb, and with her tiny frame she's got to climb more, which uses more energy.
She's got a lot of fire in that body.
Yeah, but if Paige keeps on throwing her off, by about the 5th time, it's going to take her like a minute and a half to climb all the way up. If it's a ladder match, just the same can be said there. She's got to climb up a ladder. She's gonna guarantee to fall off it. And she's got to get right up on that top rung as well, basically, to grab onto the belt with nothing to protect her.
Oh my god!
Good catch by Bliss there into that power bomb. Whereas, what is there that does benefit Bliss? Maybe she would have to go basic and say no DQ.
Perhaps. It really is a hard question to answer. But I think the question is a lot easier answered if you put Paige in there. Because, she seems to have a notable submission move. Bliss, on the other hand, does not. Seems like a perfect fit for the shoe, don't you think?
Maybe, but we saw what happened the last time someone with a submission advantage picked a submission match. That person lost. I'm not saying Paige would lose. Never would I say Paige would lose. But history can have a tendency of repeating itself. It repeated itself with the same guy.
That's... wow.
Paige Turner.
Oh. That usually
could this be the stipulation picked by Paige for SummerSlam? There's 2, and no, Bliss kicks out. Not the strongest kick outs. Uh-oh.
Oh.
If the Paige Turner doesn't finish it off, this will. Rampage. Up in the air. Oh, she overshot it. And Bliss gets out of it.
Uh-oh.
Paige giving up her back, and Bliss takes advantage. Roll up. Roll up by Bliss.
2. Oh.
No. In her own way, but Bliss able to get into the ropes.
How do you... That Rampage looked really, really messy. Odd.
She overshot it, I guess, or Bliss jumped when she went for the suplex and was able to, counter it then and nail that. But there's insult to injury, the double knees into the stomach. She's going to go for the pin right after it. Paige, okay.
Oh.
Yelling some disrespect to the women's champion. I wouldn't recommend doing that, Bliss. You're just firing up your opponent even more, and she's demonstrating it right here.
Yeah, and not to mention a screaming match with Paige. You're gonna lose.
Not gonna work. Oh, God.
Neck.
High-angled neck breaker as well. There was no warning towards it, just slamming into the mat. Cover here once again on Bliss, but she's out early.
Indeed. Next.
If I was Paige right now, I would just keep pinning Alexa, because you got to wear that energy out of her. And Paige has the weight advantage, and she has the size advantage, so Alexa has to exert more energy to get that to kick out.
Well, it's also an argument of stamina, isn't it? Oh, nasty kick by Alexa Bliss there. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, make your point. I mean, yeah, if Bliss has good stamina, good for her, but no matter how good stamina you get, you're always going to get worn out when you have someone larger than you pinning you every couple of seconds. And with no break in between as well.
You make
Doesn't matter if it gets tedious or not. It's going to get tiring, and this is something, regardless of getting tiring, this is something that's going to make you. You're going to be feeling this one in the morning. Headbutts by Paige. It goes to show how literally hard-headed Paige is. The damage threshold there just showing itself off. But look, oh my God, the agility there of Bliss.
Wow, that was a shocker for me. Never seen that one before. Innovative.
And Bliss.
Oh,
once more. Gonna go for that roll up, middle of the ring here. Paige this time, if she's able to counter it though, there's nowhere for Bliss to go, but she kicks out.
Is it me, or have most of the pins in this match been roll-ups by Bliss?
Well maybe, I mean, you know, she won with a roll-up last week to become #1 contender, so.
Indeed, I mean, I guess if you have a winning...
Before, why can't it work again? Here comes the second Paige Turner though, no. Bliss able to get out of it!
Oh.
Clothesline there. Oh, this could be a trouble there. Oh, Paige now. Paige now.
We've seen this one before.
That's a long way away, though, for Bliss.
Will we see it again?
She's not going to go for it.
Oh.
She's calling her up to her feet instead. Bliss from the top rope. Drop kick. She very nearly missed that one.
Hey, but what did show of it was pretty clean. Oh.
Just depends on the impact. If she had to. Oh, there's a super kick.
Oh, my God. I was cringing after she hit her jaw. The super kick really got me.
That'll really benefit, and that'll benefit even more for the Paige Turner, especially after not the Paige Turner, the Rampage. Especially after the number of headbutts she's hit in this match thus far.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, there's another one.
It gets harder to look at every time.
Easy move to do your join with as well.
Yeah. Bliss is going to have a hard time after this one.
Bliss. Oh. Whoa, nice. Oh. Tilt-a-whirl into a small package. Got the advantage here, got the pin in position, but Paige kicked out.
Interesting.
A weak kick out there, but Bliss, there's the question of stamina being proven.
Yeah, we haven't seen Paige that worn out, not to my knowledge.
No, you know, she had to drop to one knee. Paige has not yet. And another counter though by Bliss.
So this far into the match, who do you think is showing more?
Bliss is showing more moves, but Paige is showing more mindset. You can hit as many moves as you want, but it's the key moves that count. It's the key moves that will put away your opponent. And once more, Bliss not going to go for Twisted Bliss.
That is interesting.
Maybe a mistake. Oh, it's a crossbody though.
Yeah, really good stuff from both women. I think we could both agree on that one, yeah?
I mean, yeah, but now it's synced into that part of the match. If she hasn't been able to hit Twisted Bliss yet, will she be able to hit it at all? And can Paige take advantage of this? Oh.
God.
Like a football kick right into the ribs there. That'll do damage. And here we go. Another Rampage on its way. Oh, it's happened again.
Twice.
Bliss jumps as she lifts her up. And now with her back revealed, Bliss sneaks into the cover, rolls up Paige. There's two. And she does it again.
Third time's the charm, right?
Lightning strikes twice, and to be fair, Bliss, you have no reason to laugh. A roll-up at the end of the day, just a roll-up.
A roll-up at the end of the day is a win, I guess, right?
But this counteracts your complete argument where you said, I'm not seeing this as a win or a loss for someone.
Well,
so at the end of the day, it's a roll-up, and as I said, a little bit of a spoiled victory. It's not like Paige is going to be down for 2 minutes after this one. It's not like she's going to roll to the back holding something in pain. She got rolled up.
I agree with you, but hey, this match was about getting to pick the stipulation. Bliss gets to pick the stipulation.
Guessing we gotta wait until next week to find out about that one.
Seems so.
Assume. Okay. Let's move on. God, I haven't seen this man in a while.
Yeah. When was the last time we seen Brian Pillman here?
Months ago.
I believe it was before Money in the Bank.
Was it? Wow, that's an appropriate guess to make because we've only had like 2 Raws since Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
I don't know the last time when we saw Pillman was, and this is a man who headed into 2017 with a boatload of momentum following the split of the Killer Elite squad, but as we've seen with others on this brand, they just aren't able to capitalize.
Yeah.
I mean, an example of that, I'll use a more recent example, Becky Lynch. She lost her title, couldn't get the advantage, and now she's over on SmackDown.
Yeah, best of luck to Becky. I said it before, I'll say it now. Brian Pillman, as you said, having a hard time trying to find his footing here, but
I don't think it's gonna get better tonight.
Yeah, I'd hate to place a bet, but it's Kane.
If you were gonna place a bet on this match, your returns would not be that good.
Yeah.
You are not gonna make much money from betting on Kane in this one.
But I try my best to be fair. Best of luck to Pillman.
I don't think there's any chance of being fair in this one. Pillman's a loose cannon. Pillman has many screws loose in his head. In fact, I'd be surprised if he had one actually screwed in. But Kane is just a whole different ballgame. We've seen now on more than one occasion Kane leave his brother laying down, not even in the ring. He did it backstage 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's such a surreal thing. It's almost what it seems to be almost like Kane is kind of just a vessel in this whole sort of thing with Mordecai, don't you think?
That's what I said earlier. I said he's doing his dirty work. He is not doing this out of spite for his brother. He's doing this out of the fact that he is truly indoctrinated by the words of Mordecai and the belief that Mordecai, whatever he says to him, I wouldn't like to guess, because that's just begging for problems. But at the end of the day, Kane is completely under the, under the leadership of Mordecai.
Yeah, that's indisputable at this point, Not showing any...
And we've seen recently Undertaker, I don't know if attacking Kane is trying to do his best to break the spell or whatever, but it's only making the situation more volatile, and you feel as if sooner rather... It's not even a question of if, but when will we come to a head? When will Mordecai and Taker perhaps get that rematch? Because last time they went up against each other, Taker killed Mordecai.
Yeah,
but it was Mordecai who had the last laugh.
On the topic of all this Brood stuff, my people haven't heard anything from it. Have yours of Rosemary? Hasn't been cited.
She's still paying. She's still... I would assume it's like when Aleister Black lost to Samoa Joe at Heatwave. You have to pay for your failures. Well, Aleister Black was gone for some 2 months after losing to Samoa Joe.
It's a very...
Maybe she's got to do the same.
It's very likely, but it's kind of worrying as a promoter to think of one of your roster,
You have to remember, though, this is the Brood. They do things when they want to, how they want to.
Nobody...
The Bullet Club just go against your leadership. The Brood just go against everything.
Yeah, you don't have to lecture me on that one. We've seen here on Raw.
They will... Yeah, we've seen it. We saw it 2 weeks ago. I mean, we see it almost every time the Brood are out here, that they just do whatever they want.
I think one way of saying it is Dauro Ronaldo is the general manager of Raw. Mordecai is the general manager of the Brood on Raw.
Brood, yeah. Oh, here goes Kane from the top. Oh, that is not nice to watch a 7-footer jump down on you like that. Oh, God, this one didn't last that long at all, did it?
Sadly, no. Pillman.
And an easy bet comes through. Kane with the choke slam.
Can't expect anything else to come out of this one.
And with 1, 2, Pillman kicks out. Said he had a few screws loose.
Yeah, that was out there.
I think he likes pain. That's a problem.
He just wants...
But so does the Brood.
Seems like a match made in heaven. It's just...
But it's a match made in heaven for the Brood. Pillman likes receiving the pain. The Brood like dishing out all the pain.
Yeah, and now that this match is still going, surprisingly, I can get to my point of... You see Kane, this large, big man, doing drop kicks, top rope clotheslines. That's a dangerous competitor. And
oh yeah,
you gotta think Mordecai bosses this guy around like a plaything almost.
It's like a puppet.
Yeah, that's one hell of a puppet.
Yeah, it's his own puppet. It's custom-made puppet, but it's also one of the most dangerous puppets I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's also one of the most dangerous additions to Monday Night Raw as well, or this universe as a whole, potentially. Could stick Kane up against a great number of people, and he would give them a run for his money. For their money, even.
Easily
Pillman,
one of the most...
Pillman tried.
Hey, give it your best shot, right? I'm pretty...
But give up when you should, is also the other argument to use right there. Sidewalk slam. Dead center middle of the ring. We know what's coming next. Another choke slam is on its way.
It seems like it.
Oh, no, it's not. It's a dig at the Undertaker. It's a tombstone.
He did it. Did he do it better? It's hard to tell.
Well, if you look at... I mean, he's not hooking. He's not going into the cover. But look at the way Pillman just basically goes limp after hitting it. There is no life left in Pillman. And there's no fight left in him as well.
That's all that is. Wow.
Kane. Well, if Mordecai wanted to send a warning, Kane has just done it completely and utterly cleanly. As easy as you like. That is not all she wrote.
Can we get some lights in here, please?
We can hide if you want, because there's the Undertaker!
Oh my god. He was...
From out of the shadows!
I didn't see him in the building tonight. No idea this was happening.
The dead man works in his own ways. And here we go.
Showing him how to do it right.
The tombstone to Kane and a metaphorical one to Mordecai.
Wow.
This one's not over. This one is far from over.
I think we... Wow. I think we knew...
What happened... Oof.
Yes?
What happened 2 weeks ago only added fuel to the fire.
And as is this... What just happened. It just keeps on going.
This entire night has so many unanswered questions.
Oh.
Whoop whoop!
You love doing that, don't you?
It tickles me.
Whoop whoop! Is that how you do it?
You gotta do it in sync though.
Oh.
Not just throw it out at a random time, you know, you gotta wait until his theme goes for it. But here comes the villain anyway. What an opportunity. What a chance for Scurll tonight.
I can...
Whoop whoop! What, like, genuinely now, as a general manager, I know he's got this United States Championship match at SummerSlam, and all matches are sealed, signed, done and dusted. What would you do if Scurll beat Breeze?
I'll put it this way. There's a lot of factors that could go wrong in Scurll's match at SummerSlam. He could lose for a reason that's not really in his control. If that's the case, hey, maybe he gets a shot at the big one. It's all up to chance, I suppose. But
at the end of the day, you are still beating the #1 contender and a 2-time World Heavyweight Champion and the Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah, it's a lot to stack onto a victory, but what exactly would that say if he beats Tyler Breeze tonight, but then gets pinned by, you'd probably like this example, gets pinned by Zack Ryder? Then you get a lot of mixed signals there, wouldn't you?
I'd still...
No.
I wouldn't give him the shot right away, but I'd still propel him up to the main event.
Don't get me wrong. I love Scurll, great guy. He shows it in the ring. But as a promoter, the fans seem to love him. But I guess you got to see if he has what it takes against a guy of this caliber.
He's picked a big one as well. All things aside, all dislike for him aside, the stats speak for themselves for Tyler Breeze. As I said, just this year alone, 2-time world champion, Royal Rumble winner, main evented WrestleMania, and beat none other than Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, yeah.
Just to give you an idea, Shinsuke Nakamura is the longest reigning world champion in this universe, was never pinned directly on Monday Night Raw, is yet to be pinned directly on a SmackDown show, and has lost less than 10 times.
That is somewhat new information to me, and it just...
Oh, and on top of that, United States Champion, a very long reigning one at that, and 2016 King of the Ring.
Nakamura.
No, Breeze.
Alright. Which all furthers into the point I was going into. Scurll's really picking a big fish from a big pond here.
He has jumped. He's gone from the bowl, like a fish bowl, and he's jumped right into the ocean.
Yeah, but we've seen Adam Cole, quite an amazing competitor, and he lost to Scurll. What's stopping Breeze from following the same fate?
I don't know. We've seen other talents with a lot of stats to them and a lot of history to them face a loss to Scurll. Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan. They have both suffered defeats to the villain, and they, in their own rights as well, have both held a world championship.
Indeed. And then if you want to fly that back to Breeze here, he beat Daniel Bryan at Vengeance.
Unforgiven.
Unforgiven. At his own game, in a submission match.
And if you want to go back to Scurll, when he beat Daniel Bryan, he also forced him to submit.
So what you're drawing here is, other than maybe the championships and the Royal Rumble,
if you take that out of the way, which at this point just carries in statistics and potentially momentum, or at least drive and passion in Breeze's mind, it could be evenly split.
Yeah, you've seen a lot of parallels here. Yeah.
However, this is where an advantage could be gained for Scurll. Is Breeze thinking ahead rather than right now? Is he thinking about SummerSlam? Is he thinking about Dolph Ziggler? Is he thinking about a third world title? And could that slip in the mind give an advantage to Scurll, who has everything to gain in this match?
That is a great point, because there's a lot of truth to that, Really, Scurll, he really has nothing to lose in this match, because he's already proven where he stands right now. This can only help him. Breeze losing.
And even if he loses this match, he could still walk out of SummerSlam with the United States title.
Yeah. And you got to think too, does Breeze really care about this match? Because as you said, he has that other match coming up, the big one for the big one.
Super bottle kick.
Oh.
But yeah, he's got that big match coming up, and that could have taken over his mind, but we've taken over the commentary talking about that. So let's go back to this main event, I think.
Great match so far. What can I say?
He's in position. Oh.
He calls.
Will he go for that yes lock? You will go for it.
Oh. Shades of Daniel Bryan. I wonder why.
Finds relative success from it, but sometimes, and especially against a submission expert like Scurll as well, it may need more than one, and that's transpired here. Scurll with a great escape there.
Yeah. But Breeze firing right back with an enziguri. Both
lovely done there, but look at how Scurll's right back up to his feet, and face first into the mat for you.
I think I can say, so far from
super kick,
firing it right back. You really love calling the super kicks, don't you?
It's a fun move to call, and we almost called Marty Scurll the winner there. Breeze able to kick out at 2.
On Breeze, our suspicions of him not being in the right mindset kind of fading as this match goes on. He seems to be doing just as good as he would.
But our suspicions about Scurll giving it his all in this matchup, 100% being shown right now. We saw this. I think we saw this last week. No, we saw Cole do it.
The rear view.
The villain took flight.
Quite a great. What can I say? You know what this is. We've seen it time and time again, and every time it is just as effective as the last.
Breeze, Scurll stuck the landing, and Breeze had some kind of PTSD slip up there. He's able to keep going despite what happened there, despite that suicide dive. Perhaps Scurll just didn't hit it with enough effectiveness. I don't know, but certainly looked to do the damage.
I believe those.
Oh, speaking of looking to do damage. Scurll doesn't counter this. This is going to be a nasty landing for both men. Scurll counters it.
That was a split second.
And Scurll sees the chance. Into the cover. Will he do it? No, he won't.
It seems rather inappropriate to bring it up now, but I got to get off my chest. I think we could agree, ever since he won those 2 world title championships, the demeanor of Breeze and the way he acts, it's really evolved. He really carries himself more like a champion now.
His attitude is even when the Bullet Club first came around, you know, when his showing signs of going after that world title, his attitude was me. Now it's not. Now it's Raw. Now it's other people.
Yeah, it's really kind of great to see in a way. Because
it's also a lot of me still. I mean, he still comes out to the ring.
Well, look at him right now.
The phone in front of his face, and he still shows off himself on a lot of occasions. But those are just the mannerisms more so than anything of Tyler Breeze. Oh, main event this has been thus far, and it's still going on. And now Scurll.
Yeah, gotta say, this match so far been pretty stress-free on my general manager mind. I'm digging it.
Just an all-around strong main event on the road to SummerSlam for both these men. Tyler Breeze nails the Michinoku driver and he jumps into the cover right away. Is Scurll in trouble? No, anything but.
Yeah, I believe this is a match.
Once again, this is a mistake. The Breeze, he's making his mistake. Going to the taunting, going to the crowd. It's giving Scurll the chance to get himself right back into it. And, well, whatever he was looking for, there's Scurll able to get himself out of it.
Well, I'd like to dispute that. Well, this isn't looking very good for Breeze right now, but we went over it earlier in the night. Taking a breather can really help you going forward into this match.
But your opponent takes a breather at the same time.
Yeah, but, well, yeah, it's like I said, it's always
nevertheless, Scurll, top rope, drop kick! Oh, the whiplash effect from that one as well.
Wow.
But look at the fight in Breeze. He's right back up to his feet here. Both these men still standing. The crowd in this one absolutely loving this main event. And I think we all are. They're going back and forth here. And there's... Oh, it's Ziggler!
My God.
The world champion. He's had enough of them. Stealing the spotlight. Just in case you forgot. This is Ziggler's domain. This is Ziggler's Raw. And that is your world champion. Too sweet, baby.